you go to school here, you have to accept a certain amount of patience, understanding the type of players who are ahead of you, who are coming behind you. How have you lived that process of patience to finally get to this point where you have an opportunity to play a significant amount of time? What's that process been like?
Yeah, so it's no secret. We had a ton of guys last year, a ton of guys that were phenomenal at what they did. Tough, Borland, Pete, Justin, and Barron were phenomenal at what they did. And kind of just playing behind them, you kind of see how they work and how they do things. You get to learn from them, and it really is. You know, it kind of sucks sometimes, to be honest with you, because you're watching these guys play, you don't really get much time. But also, it's kind of a blessing because you get to see the guys like work and stuff like that. I was behind Tough Borland. I got to see that guy work every single day and how he went through about his business and handle himself. And I think I would not be close to the player that I am now if I didn't see Tough Borland before me. So stuff like that, that kind of, there's a benefit to it. So kind of waiting that turn, and then now coming to this, my senior season, it's kind of just trying to show it what I've learned over the years from these guys and stuff like that.
You know, with that in mind, is it almost, I don't know if the nervous feeling's right, but I mean it's your moment. I mean, you know, Taraj, it's y'all's moment to step up. Does that bring butterflies every day for practice? I mean, how does it manifest itself knowing that this is the shot?
Yeah, so I think butterflies and nerves come just naturally for everyone, but you know, for guys like us, the seniors, Kayvon, Taraj, and myself, I think that like over these years, it's been 3-4 years now, I think that we accumulate enough work that there's no reason to be nervous.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of work in the dark. We work just like those guys that you guys saw on Saturdays that got all that time. We work just the same as they do. We watch how they perform and stuff like that. So yeah, there's nerves, but it's not like oh my God, like I have to perform. It's kind of like, okay, I've worked all this time, now it's time for me to show it, and that's kind of how it works.
But Duff, you know, 2 years ago, there are probably schools around the country that would like you three guys as their studs. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
is it what was it like waiting in line? You kind of touched on it a minute ago, but was it frustrating? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, it has its times. You know, sometimes it just has its times. You know, like I said before, sometimes it is a blessing. I am really glad that I went through it because it teaches you so much. It teaches you so much. And without that, let's say another school like you mentioned, like you don't get that kind of experience to see other people about how it's supposed to be done, and really the leadership. Like that's a big part as well. You get to see the leadership from those 4 guys or whatever, and without that, you kind of wouldn't have seen it. You kind of would have gone about your business, worked how you worked, played how you played if you would have played, and then just seeing those 4 guys, you see how they work, you see the leadership, you see how it's supposed to be done, what it looks like in film, actual work's supposed to look like. It's so many different things. So it's really a blessing. Like you said, it's frustrating at times, and it would be frustrating for anyone, right? You want to come, you want to Ohio State, you want to play, stuff like that. But I mean, you're here now, you know. So
Speaking of frustrating, having to sit out the spring or not, you know, I mean, just when it's your time to step up and stuff, was that just, hey, wait till you see me in the fall? I mean, what was that like going through that?
Yeah, it was tough, but I did my best to be there for the other guys. I mean, they kind of needed somebody that helped show them the way. We had a lot of young people playing and stuff like that. And springtime's really the time to develop those young players. And so I just tried to be there, watch film with them, try to go to all the meetings and stuff like that to kind of help them through that. Yeah, it's frustrating not being able to play and get better and stuff like that. But I kind of just put that aside, and I was like, I'll be back soon, and just help the guys that need me help.
When were you full go? When were you able to do everything you needed to do? And have you missed any time here in the preseason?
I came back in the summer, just slowly getting back.
How did your foot feel now and everything?
Feels good.
You feel like 100% and everything?
I'm getting there, yes, slowly but surely. We'll be ready for the season, I promise you that.
What's it like competing at that middle linebacker spot right now? I mean, I imagine after 3 years, you're really hungry to show that I should be the starting middle linebacker right now.
Right, so we have a lot of guys, a lot of talented guys, to be honest with you. And it's always been a competing spot, even with Tough and Pete and all them here. It's always been a competitive spot, competing at linebacker. It's just everybody compete. It doesn't matter what position you compete to play, right? And so kind of just now it's no different. It's just okay. I'm a senior. I need to compete to win my spot. It's really no different than how it has been.
You mentioned being a senior. Is it nice having that extra year of eligibility from the NCAA since you have had to wait, knowing that you could come back next year if you want to?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. I mean, you want to play the best you can this season. We're not really worried about next season, but it is a good feeling to know that that's in the back, in the forefront.
What have you seen from Travion Henderson?
Oh, he's good. He's electric. He's a really smart kid, really intelligent kid, a really good kid, and I think that portrays on the field. He's very talented. He shows a lot of sparks. Watching film and stuff, he's very talented.
You've seen a lot of running backs. When the pads go on, they become their fuller selves. They're able to be actually what they are. Have you seen a change with him or with any of the guys once the pads go on?
I think the whole running back room has done a good job. When the pads come on, you can kind of see who's about the business, really. And I think all those guys watching film and stuff, they all do a wonderful job.
Is it hard to spot some of those running backs behind how big the offensive line is?
Oh, they're huge. they're huge, but I mean, that's just the name of the game.
How have you seen Steel Chambers take to playing linebacker so far?
He's done an excellent job. He's really taken on the role and learning it the best he can, the fastest he can, and he's really adapted, I think so. And he's putting the extra time, the extra work with Coach Walsh, watching film, making sure he catches up on the things he's missed. So he's done an excellent job.
Palaie Naiteote is another guy that just joined your room. How have you seen him do so far in practice?
He's great. He's great. He performs well in the field. He's a very smart guy, very talented guy as well, and a great dude as well. He's my roommate for camp. He's a great guy.
Cody.
Over the summer, I know you had an internship. What was that internship like? What were you doing, and how's that compare you once you're done with it?
Yeah, so I was with a criminal law firm. It's Mark Collins' company. The law firm, I was just kind of trying something out. My father is a lawyer, so I kind of just wanted to try something new and see what it was about. But I had a great time. Caitlin was my kind of mentor, and also Mark Collins as well. Big shout out to them. They treated me well. Went through a lot of court cases, went to court and stuff like that. It was really cool. They're a criminal defense attorney, so it was really cool to see all the different cases to work on and stuff like that, and how they go about their business.
So with that legal background, are you full ready to go into this name image and like this new world?
Yeah, it's exciting. There's a lot of opportunity here. I think guys are trying to figure it out as we go. It's really new, but that is definitely a thing to look forward to and stuff like that. A lot of guys have taken advantage of it already. And you're seeing opportunities when they come.
So have you seen any opportunities for yourself? Or you're still kind of weighing your options?
Yeah. So I think there's been opportunities for a lot of people. I've had some opportunities myself. Not any big deals or anything like that to really speak upon or anything like that, but kind of just weigh my options, just kind of get a feel for what this NLI is about, and then kind of going to go from there when the season starts and stuff like that.
Did you get one of Taraja's shirts?
Oh yeah, I got one. You guys should all get one too, above the realm. He does a great job with his retailing and stuff like that. I definitely have a Taraja Mitchell shirt. So.
Dallas, what's it like finally having another offseason with Coach Washington where it's not over Zoom? He's kind of the guy that you need to be face to face with.
Yeah.
How has that been for you guys to finally get back into a full offseason?
Yeah, so the COVID year was very different. Coach Wash is, as you guys probably know, a very energetic guy, very hands-on guy. So getting back in the room with him has been great. He's a very motivational guy, a very energetic guy. So he has us about the room, he has us in walkthroughs and stuff like that. It's easier to learn when you see him in person and stuff like that. So COVID year was kind of just a weird year. So getting back in the swing of things is really good.
How have you seen Taraja, and Cody was saying that he's really stepped up as a vocal leader. How have you seen that from Taraja?
Sorry. Taraja, yeah, he's a great leader. It's kind of always been there, and then now he's just kind of showing it. It started way back in the winter. Just being a more vocal leader, stepping out in front of the group and stuff like that, being vocal around the linebackers. And he's really accepted and taken on that leadership role, and I think he's done a phenomenal job of being someone to look to for the younger guys to look to and aspire to be.
And obviously, Kayvon's another guy that you guys came in with. How have you seen Kayvon develop this offseason?
Yeah, he's grown. He's grown a lot. When he first came in, he was kind of just going through the motions and stuff like that. Just like all freshmen do. They really don't know what they're getting into when they come to Ohio State. But going through these 4 years and stuff with Kayvon, you kind of see how he's matured and grown to become the player he's become. He's really a playmaker. He's a great player, great person. And he's a great person to be around. He's also taken on a leadership role, trying to be the best he can for the group.
How have you seen Reed Carrico come in as a freshman?
Reed's great. I love Reed. he works hard. He tries his best to get to know the defense the best he can, just like anybody else, just like Steele, kind of getting adapted to the defense that he can. And this is really, he came in the spring, so this is really his, I mean, spring's kind of like his own separate camp. This is kind of like his separate camp. And you really see strides of like little things, his footwork, stuff like that, and really accepting the defense and kind of take on that Buckeye role and learning to work like a Buckeye.
Have you seen him be a quicker study than the typical freshman?
Yeah, I would say so. A lot of times coming in here, guys are trying to get away from their high school kind of thing where you just roll them out and play. All of these guys were highly recruited and stuff, so it's just kind of just go out and play. And so when you come here, you all have a job to do, and you kind of have to learn that job. And so I think Reed picked it up very quickly, and he continues to pick it up, just like all of us. There's things that we all miss on a daily basis and mistakes that we all learn from. So Reed has done a great job so far.